All right, to kick off our broadcast here from CloudWorld Tour, New York City 2025, I'm here with Steve Miranda, our Executive Vice President of Applications Development. Thanks so much for being with us, Steve.
Pleasure.
The last CloudWorld Tour, we're very excited about this.
Yes.
And then we'll get into CloudWorld Vegas.
Yes, we start over again.
Yes, exactly. Now, for those who missed your keynote, you talked a lot about the speed of AI innovation right now.
Yeah.
To kick off this conversation, if companies haven't adopted AI, are they already behind?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I had a recent customer visit a few weeks ago, and I think after seeing some of these CloudWorld events, he said, I get the impression I'm behind. And I said, yes. And then he went further and said, so are you saying if I don't get here in the next couple of years, is it game over? I said, well, I don't know how your business is, but you're at a huge technology operational disadvantage. So yeah, it's the time is now. It's moving so fast. If you're not on it, you're probably late.
Well, and so we make it easier for companies to adopt AI. Can you tell us about that a little bit? How do we help companies not only adopt AI faster, but actually leverage it to make a difference, to be more competitive? What is our differentiator?
Sure. Well, there's a few differentiators. I mean, first and foremost, we are the only company that's both in the technology business and in the application business.
Right.
So we bring best-in-class AI that, frankly, OCI helps us builds for us, and the applications consume it. That's part one. Part two is our use cases are embedded. So we start off with simple embedded large language model capabilities. We've added AI agents. We then, a couple months ago, we announced Agent Studio, which will allow customers to adopt and to tune and really bring together their different agents. And now we've recently announced a customization framework. So really all the way up the stack. So that progressive release has helped customers adopt little by little. In addition to that, we give it to them included in their quarterly updates. So you don't need to go to a different subscription, price it something. We've already charged our customers for our financials. We charge our supply chain. We've just made that better through AI. Wow. So that it's as easy, literally in some cases, as customers saying, turn it on, and they start using it. So it's really a fast on ramp.
So if you haven't adopted it yet, at least we can get you there faster. You may be behind, but we'll get you there.
Absolutely. And pretty much all of our customers have enough to start, and they're getting immediate business benefit when they do start. So it's going really well.
You mentioned AI agents.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. We'll get into the AI Agent Studio for Fusion Cloud applications, but let's talk about AI agents. First, why is there so much noise around AI agents right now?
Well, I think that there was the initial noise of the large language model. Of course, ChatGPT made it very popular. And you would hear things about people writing, high school English papers, and, you see all the videos and things like that. Well, what agents do is really a way of saying, well, it's a piece of AI which will perform a discrete function. Right. And in our parlance, it's really a discrete business function. Right. So what we've done is we've taken all the processes within Fusion, whether it's procure to pay or the payment process itself or recruiting or supply chain, and broken them into different little steps and created an agent to execute that step. So what we're doing is just automating piece by piece the entire enterprise.
So then can you give me some examples of AI agents within Fusion Cloud applications?
Sure. Well, we introduced one actually that's live at Oracle today, which we call the benefits agent. So it basically, you travel a lot. You just did a 21-city tour.
Yes.
CloudWorld.
Yes.
Hopefully you didn't have any incidents or any issues where you needed a prescription, but maybe you're in Latin America, you need to get a prescription. Is that covered? Do I charge and get reimbursed? Do I have to go to a certain pharmacy? Do I have to call my healthcare provider? What do you do? Right. There's lots and lots of questions. At Oracle, we used to have an email where you mail benefits and they would try to get back to you as best as they can. Well, now you have an AI agent. Yeah. And the AI agent is knowledgeable about the Oracle policy. So it knows what the Oracle policy is, but it also knows, it's Kendall who's asking me this question. Right. So Kendall's a U.S. employee. Kendall has a title. Kendall's a certain tenure at Oracle. So that Kendall's subscribed to a certain health plan. Right. So it answers your question in the context directly to you by reading and using AI and the Oracle 23 AI database to ingest and give you that answer. So that's taken, a step in the benefits process, created an agent, and just giving you better, fully automated customer service.
I think I've seen something about asking about pet insurance, which is that is something that I'm definitely taking advantage of. Yeah. So yes, I love it.
We have an incredibly dense policy document, which anybody could read it if you'd like.
Yeah.
Let's just say AI does a little bit better job of it, though.
There you go. Okay, AI Agent Studio, as you said, another big announcement recently. For anyone who missed it, can you explain what the AI Agent Studio for Fusion Cloud Applications is and like why did we do this?
Sure. So if you take what I said about what agents are and breaking down the different steps in a process, let's take a recruiting process where you post a job and you post the job qualifications, you source candidates, you schedule interviews, you schedule follow-up interviews, you issue an offer, you deal with the acceptance, then you onboard the person. So I broke it down into a few different steps. I can probably break it down to many, many smaller steps. We're building agents for each individual step that AI can, if you choose to, automate that. Agent Studio gives you a way of looking at the entire process, looking at what we call teams of agents, and either tune those individual agents, or perhaps you're somebody who does the onboarding or the background check before you issue the offer. Sometimes people do background check after you issue the offer. You may be somebody who has a background that's in a third party. So Agent Studio allows you to take these different agents with their individual steps, orchestrate them together, tune them together, interface with third parties where it's appropriate. So you go from individual steps to full business process automation where agent teams are doing the job for you.
So you just gave us that HCM example, hiring example. Any others examples that where you could see customers building?
Across the board. Okay. Payments in financials. Yeah. Do you take a cash early payment discount? Do you fund it through a virtual card? Do you take your full net 30 days to pay the vendor in some cases? In CX, how do you market to customers? How do you create leads based on that? And a full agent that takes you from the marketing event on through to an opportunity and then giving the advice on what to sell. Supply chain planning, really every process throughout. We're building out the library of agents and Agent Studio across the top.
Taking our audience kind of behind the curtains here a little bit. Why is Oracle capable of doing this? Like, how does this work? Because not everybody can do this.
Yeah. Well, again, I think that we have the huge benefit of being in the apps business, but in the technology business.
Right.
And we have the further added business, not only being technology business, but have the database behind it. So I described a lot of quick things, but honestly, the fact that OCI is the unquestioned leader in AI and that all the world's large language models have chosen OCI because of its capabilities. To my team and our developers, we get all those benefits.
You reap the benefits.
We reap the benefits. The Oracle database team is the world's leading database, clearly. Now it's added AI capabilities so that you can do things like load a document, a benefits policy securely, and vectorize it, what's called basically index it for AI. And we have the world's leading database.
Right.
So again, my team is a little bit like kid in the candy store. We have these great tools.
Yeah.
We also have a huge install base of application customers.
Right.
So AI learns as it goes.
From everything,
so we have the unique opportunity of taking best-in-class OCI, best-in-class database. Then we get to surface that capability to 10,000 customers simultaneously through our cloud. We get that feedback, and then we improve it. So we're just in a really, really unique position. And, that entire aspect really differentiates us.
I mean, with that, so we are truly staying ahead of the speed of innovation when it comes to AI. But that means, like you said, we're innovating so very fast. So what's next? You hit on customization when you were talking earlier. What's next when it comes to AI and Fusion apps?
Well, just going up and down the stack. I think you're going to see, a huge innovation of OCI hosting these models. So they're just going to get better and better. Yeah. The database is making tremendous advances in terms of search and search capability. And in the applications, what I described, we're really just scratching the surface in terms of building out agents. And people would say to me, well, when are we going to have, the GL close agent? Recruiting is maybe a 20, 30-step process. The close is probably a 500, 600-step or more.
Yeah.
And so, you're just seeing more of that. It's going to be better automation. And then what you're going to see is as customers are using not only Fusion, but our industry products, their data becomes critical.
Right.
And it's going to become from, okay, great, now you've automated the process, but what insights can you give to manage your data? And that's this data platform.
Right.
And I think you're going to see really a lot of excitement happening there as you've brought all your data into Oracle based on the power of the database. Putting that analytics is really going to be incredibly powerful for our customers.
Yeah, exciting. So exciting to see what lays ahead and just to keep on keeping up with how fast everything is moving.
We're very excited. We're very lucky to have a lot of customers to help us. So it's great.
Great. Well, Steve, thank you so much for joining us on Oracle TV.
Of course. Thanks, Kendall.